I'm Quinn, and I'm listening to my daddy and Cody.
All right.
We're good to go?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I hope so. Let me find my notes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, Cody?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Oh, not a lot. What's new?
I don't know, man. Let's ask the 8-Ball. Welcome back, guys. Season 3, episode 20, Ask the 8-Ball podcast. We've got a very special, a very bald guest on tonight's show.
Yes.
Wow, he's roasting.
Wait, no, I've let it out. I've let it out a little bit.
He's got a
lately.
joke I saw. I was listening to his comedy on the way here. I saw one of his jokes. He's talks about his hair. So
Okay, I was like, man, Cody's
Let me tell
coming
you,
out hot.
Chemo has been a bitch. So,
Hey, at least you don't have gum in your hair anymore.
yeah, right.
right.
That's one of his favorite jokes. How do you get gum out of your hair?
Oh,
Chemo.
boy. There's
Well, cancer.
That is good.
Cancer. Sorry, cancer.
That is good.
You got to read the room before you tell that joke.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah,
John Bush, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've been waiting. I'm like, they'll get to me sometime. There's only so many people that have a show in Des Moines.
Right.
Yeah, we already started double booking, so, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Got a very special July 27th episode with Ed Wilson himself.
Ed is hilarious.
Mr. St. Bernard Head, as Willie
He's-
Fair calls him.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
No, he's so funny. And he there was a week that I middled for Willie at the Funny Bone, and he emceed, and he hadn't done stand-up forever. And he was just naturally right back at
I
it.
feel like that was. I think we were at that
We
show
might have been at
because
that
we always
show.
go to all the Willies
Yeah.
at the Funny Bone. So.
And he's funny because it's like if you see him improv with the crowds at the state fair, you realize
Oh yeah, he's just.
That's
he's
all he
quick-witted.
has to do. Yeah,
quick-witted.
quick-witted.
Yeah. Yep.
his transitions on the weather are always like, it could be a tragic story beforehand. Well, that to tell you that is a tragedy, and I hope those people are okay. But this weekend's weather is going to not be so okay. We have, and it's like, wow, how did he do that?
Just smooth.
Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
But then like Amber Alexander's like, so yeah, that's really sad. The weather's going to be sad today too. And it's just like awkward and weird, I'm not ripping on you, Amber. I'm just having
So
fun.
when I was doing my research on you today, I noticed that I googled John Bush comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and it popped up net worth. It says John Bush comedian is worth $68 million.
That must be the heavy metal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. There's John Bush.
Yeah.
Plays for like
Yeah.
Anthrax or Metallica.
The
not
picture
Metallica.
didn't look like you, so I was wondering.
Oh no, he's bald though.
I was wondering if I could borrow $20 if you were
Oh.
$68 million.
So you're only gonna ask for 20?
Not greedy.
Lowballing yourself.
Yeah. No, there's a card. Yeah, it's funny because in the Google search it'll be like George. It really quickly goes to George Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And,
Well-
it's right across Jeb Bush too.
Jeb,
Yeah.
and that's
I think
interesting.
the Jays.
There was a time when I was in Pensacola, Florida, years and years ago, and I was doing a show for Comedy Central. They were like booking us for corporates, and we'd go from New York down to. I went to Pensacola, Florida, and Jeb Bush was running for governor, and I didn't know that. I was speaking at this place, and I come out, and there's Jeb Bush, who I did recognize, and I guess his campaign manager. Hey, I'm Jeb Bush, and anyway, the campaign manager goes, hey, his name is John Ellis Bush. That's why he's Jeb.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't
thought
know
his
that
name was
either.
actually
And
Jeb.
he said, sometimes they call him John Bush in the paper. Is your act clean? Do you go to politics? We just want a heads
Yeah.
up. And I said at that time it was corporate. I was like totally clean. I'm like, that's clean. No worries.
Yeah.
And then Jeb started doing Dana Carvey's impression of his dad. He was like, they do my dad, not gonna do it. 1,000 points left. I swear to God, it was surreal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and your wife is named Barbie, right?
Barbie Bush.
Is that short for Barbara? Or
It is
long
short for Barbara. Yeah, she doesn't ever like to go by Barbara. Her
Yeah.
mom
That's
wants her
an
to go
old
by.
person name.
Yeah, Barbara.
I mean, there's not a lot of people under the age of 60. that
It
go-
could be
that
the
go by
next
Barbara.
Karen. That's how Barbara is.
Yeah. Or the original Karen.
Next kid here joke.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, but she's and our I guess on her cell phone plan, Barbara Bush. If I call somebody, that's what comes across their phone, Barbara Bush. And
Okay.
so I end up getting people Barbara Bush.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The Bushes, they're famous.
Yeah, they are.
So I also was Googling you just because we've seen you. I don't know,
4 or
probably
5 times.
6 times.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Doing shows, always hilarious. But I'm
Thank
like,
you.
dude, I don't really know a lot about John. I have learned you are our first guest we've ever had that has an IMDB profile.
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get that back up and running because so yeah. I was in New York comedy scene from '96 to 2002. And what happened was if you're in New York at that time, there's shows you audition for, and there's no way you don't get on one Law and Order episode, which I did, and
Yeah.
I still get paid for it, which is crazy. Like,
SVU.
yeah, like still make like $400 a year off that SVU.
That's awesome.
Just on reruns.
It's like I mowed a lawn in 1997.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, so I've kept my SAG card going.
Yeah.
You know, in hopes that like films would come here and every once in a while they would use us. Well, in November of last year, during the pandemic, this friend of mine who's been coming up to me year after year going, hey, I'm going to be, you know, he comes after my show. Oh, I'm going to put you in my movie. This guy's not a movie maker. And I was like, okay, fine. Well, then he got the movie going. He got greenlit. And it's a hockey movie filming up in Evelyn, Minnesota. Legit film with like, who's Burt Young's in it. You know, Rocky, Talia Shire's brother in Rocky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's in the movie. There are a bunch of people in the movie.
Okay.
And he goes, you're going to play the main character's best buddy. I wrote the role for you. And I had, at this time I had been like, I thought you cast somebody else in that. He goes, yeah, I did, but the guy's being an asshole. It was some comedian I won't mention.
Okay.
And he goes, do you want to do it? And I'll fire the guy. And yeah. I go up to, so I made sure that my SAG card and everything. Anyway, I updated my IMDb, so I would get to this because I was like, I can't be in this, and then people go to IMDb and it's the blank guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, went up there at late November, and they had hit the COVID problem, and I was 9 day. I had a 3-week contract, got paid, but I was on a set for 9 days. We couldn't leave our hotel rooms. Like it was a big movie trying to shoot during COVID, and they had to shut down.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we reshoot in November.
Okay.
So that's why my IMDb page.
I didn't even know
Long
you had to
story
manage
short.
your own IMDb. I kind of thought IMDb itself.
I assume
You
the
do.
bigger of a start you get, you have people that do it for you.
Yeah.
Yes. But what they have is IMDb Pro,
Okay.
and IMDb Pro is what I pay for to manage it myself.
Right.
Gotcha.
What's cool about it is I got my buddies, the Sklar brothers. There's these 2 comedians, and I was able to go in because I have IMDb Pro, and I noticed a bunch of their TV shows and projects they've been on didn't have a photo, so I went and put it in for them.
Oh, nice.
And they were and I said, "Hey guys, I've been doing that for you," and they're like, "Thank you." But anyway,
Nice. I didn't know you could do it. So it's like a Wikipedia. You just add your own.
you can, yes.
Okay.
Yep. All my stuff's legit
No.
Yeah.
on there, but yeah.
I'm gonna go up there and add the podcast on IMDb.
You got to have a SAG card, I think,
Oh.
don't you?
No relation to the SAG thing.
Oh, really? You don't have to have any kind of. You can just start your own IMDb.
You can start your own IMDb, absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Cody, you have a job this week.
Deal on it.
Yeah.
So I did see on there that you were on an election special with Triumph.
Okay, so yeah, this was.
I haven't watched it. I couldn't find it. Just your.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a thing because it was in 2016. But
Yeah.
so when I lived in New York, I did. Robert Smigel had a show. Robert Smigel from SNL had that
He had
TV's
the
Funhouse.
Yeah,
he had a
yeah.
show.
Like
Okay.
he had the ambiguously gay duo and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did that show. He did a film about. It was like in the old days they had these black and white movies in the 50s like don't smoke pot. If you smoke pot, you'll become a real whatever. And they all black and white films. Timmy doesn't smoke pot, and he's got an A's in school, and blah, blah, And so my friend 80 Miles wrote one that was don't poop because only bad people shit. And I was in that thing, and it was Robert Smigel, and I had gotten to meet Robert Smigel a couple times because I also did sketches on Conan O'Brien. But anyway, so this was the coolest thing is he didn't remember me, but Robert Smigel was doing that thing in 2016 in this little cafe.
Yeah.
They had the guy from SNL who his name is escaping me now. Tim. African American guy.
Oh, Tim Meadows. He was the.
Tim Meadows
man.
was acting like he was a candidate running for president. It was undercover, and he came up to our table but it was a really funny bit. But he was they were feeding lines to Tim Meadows to say things to people, to Iowa voters, and it was very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with
Like a Practical Jokers kind of thing.
Yeah, Practical Jokers. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was
so
like.
with Triumph there. I mean,
The Triumph thing is so.
is he? He's on a stick, right? Triumph or is he? Oh no, his
I'm not,
mic's
I
on a
don't
stick,
remember
or
that.
is he-
Yeah,
or he's
I
a
don't
puppet.
know how they do it, but that is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
He's so hilarious every time I used to watch him on Conan.
Yeah, I was saying it's Conan
And so-
because you were on Conan. Right?
I did sketches on Conan, so
Okay.
that's in my credits, but I never get into it because it's just like, but yeah, it was sketches. I did not do stand-up on Conan, but
Okay.
it was so amazing because the Conan O'Brien show taught me something big time about, I remember one time we were backstage, and I was just backstage watching, and the head writer was watching live as this bit was being done, and it was like the brilliance, and I was thinking about this the other day because Conan
His last show.
had his last show.
Yep.
It's like they wouldn't get upset at the rules that the lawyers said you can do this but you can't do that. They would dance on that, and they would fucking they would take advantage of those things. So one was you can't have people show people fucking on TV.
Yeah.
But you can show animals fucking. and monkeys fuck like humans, doggy style. And then they would put porno music to it, and then they slowed it down, so it was like they go, but we can't show this, and it was, and then the beauty was the monkey looks at the camera at one point and goes, just looks at the camera from the side to the back, and it was like, and I remember the head writer looking up at the screen and just going. And walking away, just like I can't believe what we do, but that's brilliant, right? That's using the rules.
Yeah.
Or the masturbating bear.
Masturbating bear.
That was an
Yes.
excellent.
Yeah.
Sketch. He just came out and just started jerking off and then walked off the stage. Like,
Yeah, and that's to me, that's the beauty of it. Like, what are the rules? Okay, let's make fun of the rules.
yeah, I feel like Conan kind of got a bad rap with NBC, and it kind of.
He totally did, and
Yeah.
that's a very typical Leno thing. Leno tries to claim innocence.
Yeah.
But if you look at the whole late night story in history, like Bill Carter's book way back, Leno was always the guy who goes, I didn't ask anybody to do that. Like the whole thing where they how they got Carson. Do you know about how they got rid of Carson?
No, I knew the Leno Letterman part, but I don't know about the
So
Carson
Leno
part.
had this manager, and I forget her name, and she just leaked a story to the press that said NBC's getting ready to fire Carson. It was a fake story, and Carson heard that story and decided to jump first. And there was actually nobody at NBC was doing that.
Yeah.
And it was Leno's manager, and he later fired her, going, "Oh, you're for something else." But he always said, "No, she did that. She never told me she did that." And it's like, then when you look at the Conan thing, you go, "No, yeah."
Yeah.
Well, there's an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will does the same thing to Leno. Kind of, he's pouring coffee down, and Will puts it as oil, and then Leno sues him and all this stuff.
Oh, really?
So I'm like,
I remember that episode.
I remember that episode. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Like, he didn't really do it, didn't know he was doing it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing. I mean, at the same time, I do think that Conan ended up where he should have been.
Yeah.
Because Conan talks about how the other night in his closing thing, he said the minute that is it TBS?
TBS, yep,
Yeah.
TBS.
TBS said, you really can do whatever you want. We're really letting you do that, and they never went back on that.
Yeah.
So, and Conan's humor isn't necessarily for everybody, and that's what's rad about Conan.
I enjoyed watching Conan.
I enjoyed it too, and I liked when he went to TBS. His show's 30 minutes because an hour is a long time.
His show's 30 minutes on TBS.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, at least in the later seasons it was,
Oh, wow.
because you can start getting guests on there that like, all right, everyone tuned in to see whoever Steven Seagal on.
Yeah.
That was the first
Steven
celebrity popped
Seagal's
in
the
my
first
head.
one that pops
First
your
celebrity
mind.
popped in my head.
That's the first. Who's the
Bucket-
first
hey.
celebrity pops to your mind, John?
Well, Steven Seagal lately, because he joined, didn't he join the Kremlin? Like, he actually just
Probably.
became officially part of Putin's party.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
Look,
That just happened.
If Seagal walks up to you, you're gonna give him whatever you want.
What is the thing where he just does all of his moves with his arms?
His little Aikido wrist and then rips your throat out and walks away. It's great. But I don't even remember what I was saying now. Jean-Claude Van Damme, great guy.
Yeah.
Number 2 on my list. What's up?
Yeah.
So I noticed also on your IMDb that you do some voiceovers.
Very few. I've done voiceovers. I do voiceovers for industrial stuff.
Okay. So you don't
Yeah,
do
'cause
like
I can talk
characters.
kinda fast.
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't do like characters or
What have I done a character for? Not really too much.
nothing like a cartoon or anything. Okay.
I think I'm auditioning tomorrow for a cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so maybe there's a guy there, Radio Garage in Des Moines. Radio
Okay.
Garage.
Yep,
you
I've heard of them.
You know them, yeah. He's fantastic, and they actually do cast a bunch of stuff nationally.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So some radio ads, I sometimes I think that when I listen to myself, and I don't know about you guys, do you like listening to yourself?
No, I don't.
Not really.
He
occasionally
likes
do.
anything that comes out of his own mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty hilarious. So I'm like, well, I got to see what funny shit I said this week. I don't remember. But no, I don't really listen, actually.
Yeah, I think I sound nasally. Yeah.
So I also saw that you were on Spin City.
Yeah.
You can talk about this. What episode were you on?
I was an episode called, and it's funny because usually the only time you see names of episodes is if you look at like a TV guide or
Yeah.
or a newspaper. But it was called My Life as a Soap Opera, and it was an episode. So as I was saying earlier, that when you do, even if you have one or two lines on a sitcom, you're there all week for the whole week, and because there's scene changes and stuff, and it was just really interesting because I swear to you, this is true that the week that and Michael J. Fox and that whole everybody in that show has been really successful. If you look, like everybody did really well after that show. Michael J.
Good
Fox
show.
was already a big deal, but so I was hanging around with Barry Bostwick and Richard Kind and the gentleman, I forget his name is Cameron from
Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Alan Ruck, I think is his name.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
yeah, he's and and all the women on there. But Michael J. Fox that week was really like came in and was like talking to the cast about something's going on with his hand. I mean,
Really?
seriously, yeah. And then the other thing that was really funny is my friend Scott was really, really high and came to the taping. And Scott went downstairs to piss during the episode.
Yeah.
And pissed and washed his hands. And Michael turns around and Michael J. Fox is there. And then he takes in the whole picture. He's in his dressing room.
Oh my God.
And Michael J. Fox goes, "How you doing?" And he was like, oh. And he took it all and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Fox. My friend is in the thing and whatever." And he goes, "I'm sorry." And he walks out. And Mike goes, hey, come back and wash your hands, man. Wash your hands. Come on. It's okay. It's all right. And he was totally cool to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, but that was one line, and that was funny because I had an acting coach at the time, and it was me asking the mayor. The joke was the mayor is doing a town hall, and he's very inept. So they've decided in another room to feed through an earpiece, to feed him the answers to the questions. If they hear the answer, they go, say this, and he'll say it, right?
Oh, I think I remember this episode.
You might remember this episode.
never
So
watched the show.
I stand up and go, do you think the budget surplus means there'll be lowering tolls in the bridges? And you cut to Richard Kind and Alan Ruck going, bridges. And Alan Ruck spills coffee on his lap mistakenly. And Barry Bostwick goes, ow, pain, ow, crotch, pain. And then, and that was it. But what's funny is I was so nervous.
The mayor was hilarious.
Like,
that
there's
show.
something about having one line that's even worse because you have one line, you focus on it. And I remember saying to my acting coach, she goes, "John, are you nervous to do the show?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Wouldn't you be nervous if you're going to talk to the mayor at a press conference?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "Yeah, so just be nervous."
Makes
And I was
sense.
like,
That's
"Okay, I'll
pretty
just
good
do
advice,
that."
actually.
Yeah, really good advice.
Smart.
Yeah.
With that being said, should we roll into our fake sponsor real quick?
Absolutely. Fake sponsor week. We'll be right back with John Bush.
My newest invention here is called the Cobb Quickie. Hands down the easiest way to butter your corn on the cob on a hot summer day. Simply grab yourself a fresh stick of butter and using our patent-pending firm grip design, place the butter directly onto the center spikes. Then simply go to town buttering your corn on the cob from top to bottom. No matter what your technique is, get the job done this summer when you use the Cobb Quickie.
Omaha.
Omaha.
That Peyton Manning. Omaha.
Wasn't there a Super Bowl bet on overall
On
over
how
under
many
how many times he
Omahas?
says Omahas?
Yeah. You can bet on anything I've learned.
So
I did a commercial with Peyton Manning like way the hell back. You can see it on my
Seriously?
Instagram. Yeah.
Wow.
Like literally his first year out of the NFL.
Yeah.
And are we on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Oh, yeah.
we are.
We're recording.
and the audition was and I was in New York and I was auditioning. It was like First Tennessee Bank, and they just said, act like you're a football coach, Southern football coach. And I was like, we're going to go deep and long with some, long-term investments. We're do this. And turned out it was Peyton Manning coming into my office. And how do I make more with my money? And it was shot in Tennessee. It was me going, we're going to go deep and long with some investments. Then we're going to score, Peyton. And back then he was really, and they were like, Peyton, you should do something funny too. And he's like, oh, I'm just here. It was first year.
Yeah.
So he wasn't the funny Peyton we now know.
Yeah.
His head wasn't this. His forehead wasn't this big
No,
yet.
he had a long. He still had a long head.
Yeah, but
Oh, he had more hair then.
Yeah.
yeah. But he sat down. I had lunch with him and a couple other people. And then a bus turned up of school kids, and he went out and walked on the bus and waved at all the kids and came
That's
back.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
Big thanks to our fake sponsor. I love YouTube. Always has good stuff.
There's always something good on there.
Yeah, not to be confused with our real sponsors, BBops, Lola's, and tonight Coa Cantina here in the East Village.
Yeah, if you haven't checked this place out, 425 East Grand.
Well,
it is really
Fantastic
pretty in
location.
here.
Yeah. We'll get more into our sponsors here in a bit, but we usually kick this segment off of the show with the little thing we like to call the Blitz.
Hot, hike!
It's a blitz. It's a blitz. It's a blitz. Yeah, it's a blitz. Let's go.
I love the Blitz.
So the Blitz, six questions tonight. Ask you, and then I'll ask Marshall. And we'll compare answers.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I love
All right. Question number 1: Why is Quicksand so slow?
it because it's really fake. It doesn't really exist at all. It's a thing that they use for shows and movies way back when, and now less, thankfully.
Okay.
Fair.
Question number 2: Would you rather throw away love or money?
I'd rather throw away love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 3: What's worse, stupid questions or stupid people?
Stupid people.
Question 4: Which Olympic event are you most looking forward to?
In the Summer Olympics, I absolutely love diving. I love diving.
Oh, interesting. All right. Question 5. In what way do you think what do you think you'll die of?
I worry I'll die of alcoholism.
Yeah, we didn't not do shots during the break.
Yeah.
And question 6. Can I have $1?
I don't think I have $1 on me. No, I mean you.
Well,
You asked it.
You were 68 million.
Yeah,
So you went down from 20 to 1.
That's what you
$1.
call. That's what you call a callback, Marshall.
yeah. I don't have $1. You can't. So no.
So no. Okay.
Should
Worth a
Next
try.
time I see you, I'll
ask
give
them
you
to
$1.
Venmo you.
Worth a try.
Yeah, I could Venmo you $1.
That'd be funny. All right, Marsh, you ready?
Yep.
Question 1. Why is Quicksand so slow?
To fool people. It's like when there's a big guy and you call him Tiny.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
like, oh, watch out for my friend Tiny. Walks up and he's the Quicksand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 2. Would you rather throw away love or money?
Love.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Quite-
can always find more love. I guess you can always find more money too.
Well, if John would give me $1, we gotta have more money.
See?
Right.
What's worse? What's worse? Stupid questions or stupid people?
When stupid people ask you stupid questions during the Blitz.
Fuck off. Question 4. Which Olympic event are you most looking forward to?
It's a tie between 3 things:
Okay.
basketball, women's gymnastics, track and field. Mostly track. I don't care about field.
Okay.
Track and field is so cool.
I
Yeah.
love track and field.
But track, like the 100 yard or 100 meter and 400 meter. Like I don't care about the marathons and 1600.
All right.
Quick races.
Quick races.
Yeah.
Races that can be done by the time you have sex.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
There it
start.
is.
I can start. Zip up. Catch the winner.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Question 5. In what way do you what do you think you'll die of?
Well, growing up, I was a big fan of the Oregon Trail, so probably dysentery. You know,
That's a good answer.
that's my guess.
Question 6. Can I have $1?
No.
Fair enough. All right. That's
I-
been the Blitz. That was a quick Blitz.
I throw away my love, not my money.
You know, I don't have cable. So the thing is, what I'm really bummed I'm going to miss a lot because I totally got into it. Like, holy shit. Did you guys catch the Mountain Dew tour coming to that skate park?
I didn't.
It was
I didn't see it in
badass.
person. I watched the replays of it on TV.
It was badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
That stuff's super fun.
And that park is kick ass.
I still haven't been to the park yet.
It was
but-
probably the single coolest thing Des Moines done in a really
Absolutely.
really long time.
Yeah.
besides this podcast.
But those kids,
Well, we did
there
that.
was like qualifiers went to the Olympics from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
and I
Olympic
think you'd have to
trials,
have a
wasn't
pretty
it?
good like Olympics package to be able to catch those events. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah, they had a. I don't follow the skating community that much. I like watch it, but
Yeah.
I don't like. But so like Ryan Sheckler's a guy I know, but he was here and they just had like the top tier skaters here, so people were geeked about
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I,
it was
I
cool.
watch more like the BMX and the motocross and stuff
Yeah.
rather than like the skateboarding. But
Yeah.
All right, should we compare answers real quick?
Oh sure.
Question 1: Why is Quicksand so slow? Marshall, I kind of like your answer actually. It's
Thank
like
you.
tiny. I kind of like that one.
Okay, so you're picking his over mine.
Yeah. So 1 point for Marshall.
But I just want to stop for a second and say that old television cracks me up because that was one of the things that'd be like the person would be like they'd be sinking, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's gonna happen. And then they go to commercial. Come back. They're still sinking. Like they would
Like
use Quicksand for several
Well,
segments.
also though, if you stayed still in it, it wasn't quick. But if you started moving, then you got sucked
Quicker,
down
yeah.
quicker. So maybe that's why it was
the
quick.
Mythbusters did a thing on that and why because how it basically drains the water to the bottom of the thing and sucks you down.
Okay, right.
Interesting.
I mean, I agree. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Well,
I just
it's
had
not
to tell
over.
you.
He just won that question. Don't worry. You can still
So-
win the Blitz.
So wait, is quicksand a real thing?
It's real.
It is a real thing,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, it's
But not as deadly as they make it seem.
No.
Like you probably just lift your foot up and be good.
I mean, I don't know. Let's find quicksand, see how you can get out of it. How long do you think you can tread water in quicksand, Marshall?
It's crazy.
35, 40 minutes.
The question 2: Would you rather throw away love or money? Obviously, love. Money can buy love, so you're fine there. The more money you have,
Wow.
the more love you can buy.
At least at 3 a.m. at Beach Girls it can.
You know it.
That's
until,
right.
Until 4:30 when they kick you out.
Yeah.
Right.
What's worse, stupid questions or stupid people? Stupid people.
Stupid people, man.
Yeah.
So, John, you guys tied question 2. John, you win this question. He said stupid questions that stupid people from the podcast ask. So.
I had a science teacher in high school once tell me there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid
Stupid
people who
people, yeah.
ask them, and that stuck with me ever since.
Yeah, that's that's good.
1-1 right now with a tie in there. Which Olympic event are you most looking forward to? Diving's an interesting answer. Do you understand how it's
You know
scored
what
and
it
all
is
that?
for me? It's just that when you want, like, that's why I like the Do Tour, because you take this thing where, you know, there might be amazing skateboarders everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not disciplined. Whereas you have to have discipline, and you have to know scoring points and how to score. And there's a way they score the skateboarding.
Yeah.
In the same way, diving, a lot of people can dive, and a lot of people do flips and all that. But it's that hitting the water at the exact
The
angle where it
perfect-
goes.
Yeah.
Like the splash is just a.
Like in the movie Coneheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I like the exactness of these kind of things. I mean, and I think there. You said track and field. I'm like, of course, track and field is
Yeah.
another
Well,
incredible one. I just
but
picked one.
That's a hard
Yeah, you
question
picked three, so-
swimming's actually awesome too.
Swimming.
Like when, especially
swimming's
when Michael Phelps was
unbelievable.
doing it, it was
I love,
so much fun. Or
love
Katie
watching
Ledecky.
swimming, but track and field's the most. Like track and field is the correct answer. That's what the Olympics are based off of.
And that's why I like in Winter Olympics. I like the figure skating, because it's such a like.
Technical sport.
Yeah, and them not. They have to hit these tricks, and then they have to like nail it, or if they fall, it's like done.
Yep.
Well, I was watching Simone Biles in the trials the other day.
Unbelievable.
She gets a 6 on difficulty, which is like the highest you can get every time, no matter what.
Yeah,
But then it just depends on what else she gets. Like,
Well, she does like an extra
Yeah.
twist and turn on it every
Right.
jump.
yeah.
all right, Marshall, you're up 2-1 right now.
Nice.
What do you think you'll die of? John's correct answer. We're all going to die of alcoholism. We're all going to die of a cirrhosis of the liver or something like that.
Not
Yeah.
dysentery?
You're not. No.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
hope you die. Just
So
it
we're
takes you
not
out quickly.
So now we're tied. We end up
Tied. And can I have $1? John at least was going to give me $1, so he wins.
Or was
Yeah,
he lying to you?
I can still
Hey,
Venmo
he
you
can
a
still
dollar.
Venmo me,
I
yeah.
think we'll have to Venmo you $1 so I win. I'm going to guarantee my win. Actually,
There you go.
Venmo
There
you
you
for
go.
$1.
Well,
This week's winner, John Bush.
Hey, I did it.
you win the pride of Cody.
The gold.
Yes.
The
Hey,
golden.
and all my fans.
To be fair, it's very rare that either him or I win the blitz.
it's more
Very
like a
rare.
hate contest toward each other.
I like little contests like that, though.
That's right.
Mm.
Sorry, I lost my notes
So
here.
on if you Google John Bush comedian Des Moines, it comes up with a page GL.
That's
Berg.
my So really, that's my corporate agent. So I end
Okay.
up doing, and they're based in Minnesota. I end up doing really tons before COVID, a lot of association meetings, holiday parties, a lot for the farming industry. Like
Okay.
I do a lot of stuff for like sugar beet farmers of North Dakota have their annual meeting, or turkey growers, or you know.
Okay.
But I do a lot of corporate events.
Okay. In there,
Um,
it has a 2 or 2.5 minute just little clips of your stand up. At the very end, though, it talks about your shadow puppet.
Yes. So
How does this? How do I know more about
Okay,
this?
so I came to town doing a show called Triple Espresso. Triple Espresso
Yep.
came to Des Moines in 2002. I was living in New York.
the Moline Performing Arts Center?
Yeah, and we are we're the longest running show in Iowa theater history. We came with 6 weeks a run, and I stayed at the Hotel Fort Des Moines. Turned into a year and 4 months. I mean, really, it was giant hit. It's the signature show of that room.
Okay.
I anticipate 2022 fall, us doing our 20-year anniversary. I've done 800 something performances of that play
Oh, wow.
here in town.
Okay.
Total of 3,500 and up for my total career with that show.
Oh, wow.
Like I really did go and do that for a long time.
And that's just your shadow puppets or what?
No, that's a show that in the show I do a shadow puppet routine. I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh, okay.
explain that. So in the show, it's 3 people in the show: a magician, a musician, and a comedian type physical act. And this is a show created by somebody else. Now, the kind of people that they put in the show with us, we've contributed and rewrote and put our own spin on it. So the Shadow Puppet Show was created by a guy named Bob Stromberg. I had to learn the shadow puppets for the show. And when I was done doing that show and said, man, I can't do this 3,500 times anymore. I seriously had some,
Right.
like I had panic attacks on stage at one point. And I was like, you got to get out of this, dude.
Okay.
You got to go back to your stand-up.
Yeah.
But I had learned these shadow puppets. And so for corporate gigs, you really need some nice shiny objects at the end, and I involve the audience. I bring them up and they do shadows.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, everybody likes shadow puppets.
Do you like the sound effects with it too, or you just kind of tell?
Yeah, I
jokes
don't
with
really
it?
do many sound effects, but yeah, I have. I mean, there's some of them are cartoonish, like
Yeah.
the dog, and the gorilla looks like a giant silverback gorilla there, and I mean, I make him think and wonder, and I can make him sniff stuff, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
I've never seen anybody actually in real life do like
Yeah.
shadow puppets. So it was kind of cool to see
And
that.
it's funny because my great grandfather was a vaudevillian comedian on the Orpheum circuit,
Yeah.
and he was in a comedy team,
Okay.
and he did shadow puppets. My only memory of him is doing shadow puppets for me and my sister. So that's
Okay.
kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. Keeping the legacy alive.
Yeah, not even trying to. It just happened. And one night there was an old guy that came to the show in 2000 something, 2 or 3, at the temple, and we always shake hands of everybody. And this old guy came up and goes, "I saw a guy in 19 blah 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 do those shadow puppets in the Orpheum circuit." I'm like, "Oh, that might have been my grandpa. Do you remember the name of the group?" He goes, and the guy goes like old men do. He goes, "I don't fucking remember the name of it." Like they get mad when you try to go, "Hey, what was her name?" "I don't remember her fucking name."
Try to ask some questions.
Yeah.
So angry. So when I was Google searching you,
Nice.
Twitter popped up. So I looked
I'm so little on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. So I looked. I was like, oh, okay, fine. I did notice it seems as if I could be wrong, you're a fan of The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I mean, I do like The Masked. My wife and I love The
I
Masked
saw
Singer.
tweets about
But
that
I'm
and like The
so
Voice.
I'm so bad about knowing. I can never guess who these people are.
Well,
I've
I haven't really
never
watched
watched
the
the
show, and which leads me to my question is, why isn't Nick Cannon funny?
I don't know, Nick. But
Or do you like Nick Cannon?
I don't care about Nick Cannon, but I do think that the one thing about him is the way he says the Masked Singer. Always, I think is weird. That's all I got for Nick Cannon. But
Yeah, I didn't like him on America's Got Talent.
I didn't mind him on America's Got Talent, but I don't think he's funny. Like the very first what was this show on MTV?
Wildin' Out.
Wow, the first couple of like seasons, like he's good.
It was
This is
alright.
awesome. And then like the more and more I watched, I'm like, oh, this is obviously clearly scripted, and
yeah,
I thought it was cool that they're ripping off the top of their heads, but now I'm like, oh, never mind. This is
What Nick Cannon does do well is impregnate women and take fantastic
you see
maternity
that?
photos with.
yes.
They're all he's
that
fantastic at it.
was gonna be one of my Lola pieces of shit of the week. Was Nick Cannon for all his different photo shoots?
Oh, don't worry, you can still use that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's run to our sponsors real quick.
All right.
BBops. You're from this area, or not from the area, but you lived here long enough. Are you a fan of the BBops?
I am so a fan, and I sometimes help out at the redemption center that my company's involved with down in Carlisle. In those days, I work really hard, and I'm always like, oh, I'm going to BBops. Because then I just, get up on Southeast 14th and head north.
Right.
I love BBops.
What's your
Do you have
go-to?
it? Yeah.
Whatever their cheeseburger,
Just
their classic.
The number one.
Number one.
The number one must be.
Yeah, cheeseburger with
And their fries are killer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually just pull over in the lot and eat it there because I just don't want to ruin it by having it be in there too long.
Right.
I just want.
Well, and if you try and eat it while you drive, it's just got just the right amount of it where it's just going to drip on you, and then you get a nice little glob of ketchup, grease, and cheese right there. Just bam.
Yes.
And the chocolate shake. Have you had the chicken sandwich though?
No, but why is it fantastic?
it's
fantastic.
phenomenal.
The breaded chicken sandwich. I mean,
Breaded-
the grilled's
the
really
grilled's
good,
really good, too.
I prefer breaded just because
I'll do
About my
the
fitness.
breaded. I'll
Yeah.
do the breaded.
So
If you like
Because if I'm
spice,
going to eat fast food, then I don't go that direction of trying to make sure it's.
yeah.
No, if you're
burger-
going to do this,
yeah.
do this.
I try to think about the time because the burgers are so good. It's very hard to steer away from it. But if you ever like, I'm gonna switch up the chicken sandwich, fantastic. And now BBops they teamed up with Lola's.
They really did.
Yeah. So anytime you go to BBops, you just ask for a packet of Lola's hot sauce. They'll give it to you for free, whatever you want.
Did you guys hook this up?
Maybe
Might
not.
have had some influence.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Like, and I mean, like you said, if you're going to fast food, go all out because, like Will says, this liver going to kill itself. These arteries are going to clog themselves.
Yes, that's right.
You got to go all out.
Well, the thing. Okay, so there's something dastardly that I noticed the other night, and by the way, it's fine. The spicy chicken sandwich crispy chicken sandwich that McDonald's is pushing right now is
That they're open on
in the
Sundays.
same wrapper.
Yeah.
It's in the same packaging as it's a Chick-fil-A thing.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is moving the market right now. Everybody's trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's in the same packaging, like the same tinfoil-y kind of.
Oh, really?
When you go to Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
and their commercial is this is how they because it's a ripoff, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's legal. But it's a ripoff. And here's how they do it in the commercial. You'll notice they go, brought to you by the company that with the world's most stolen fries. So they go. So they're preempting. They're going. Oh, you might say we stole this, but everybody's stealing our fries.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in that ad, and I'm like, holy shit.
Well, I've seen a lot of people post pictures of McDonald's chicken sandwiches are open. You can get chicken sandwiches on Sunday or something like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
And
because
if
it
you
is
need-
the same.
If you went on Sunday, BBops. I promise you won't regret it.
Oh, I love BBops. I didn't
And-
mean to even bring McDonald's into the
that's fine.
conversation.
Everyone knows that
BBops is hiring right now too.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a job, since
Man, people need to start getting jobs, dudes. I work for a company. We're trying to hire, and it's so hard to hire right now.
Yeah, nobody wants to work.
well, since the governor stopped, giving the extra money, people are slowly going back to work. But
Yeah.
Hope so.
And
check out BBops for jobs. If you're
yeah,
looking
when
for
you
something.
start working, you can save your money and buy some Lola's hot sauce. Have you had the Lolas?
I have had the Lolas, and I like the
Fantastic
Lolas.
stuff.
Do you have a
They
favorite flavor?
What now?
Do you have a favorite flavor?
I think this. What is this?
The
one?
original?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original is fantastic. The Buffalo Lola is really good too. But they also do
this is Marshall's favorite, Buffalo. Best.
they also do a seasoning. I compare it to like a Lowry's with a little kick,
Oh, that's nice.
nice kick to it. But they got salsa, they got margarita mix, Bloody Mary mix.
I gotta try their Bloody Mary mix, because I love Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
It's
But
really
when
good.
it's done wrong, it really pisses me off. So
The
Oh, yeah,
margarita mix is.
I think it's like a lime jalapeno
phenomenal.
Bloody Mary
Yeah.
mix, but it's really good.
The margarita mix is one of my favorite.
And
Lola's
they're in all the
products.
Lowe's stores now.
Oh,
Every
yeah?
Lowe's in the country sells Lola.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't want to go to the store, you don't want to wait in lines, you want to be around people,
If
maybe
you
they
just
don't
like
have enough employees
if you
to
just like
check you
having
out.
stuff delivered to you.
So go online, lolosfinehotsauces.com. Use the promo code AskThe8Ball, 10% off your purchase. They'll send it right to your front door.
And
Yes.
you gotta ask a question at the end of the show. Gotta ask the 8-ball question.
I do love the. Do I come up with a
You
question?
can come up with whatever question you want to
Yeah.
ask.
It's very exciting.
Also,
Be
thanks to
thinking
Coa
about that.
Cantina for having us right here, East Village, Des Moines, between East 4th, East 5th on Grand. Fantastic spot for drinks. Awesome nightlife scene. They have DJs every weekend.
They do.
Nighttime during the
If you're-
day.
If you're bored
Patio's
this weekend
awesome,
during the
too.
holiday, the holiday, come check it out. They got
Yeah.
plenty of tequila to keep you nice and sober.
Yeah, nothing says 4th of July like some Terramana tequila.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
BBops, big tasty burgers, hot crispy fries, and great chocolate shakes.
So why do you come to BBops?
The burgers are fresh and fast, and it tastes great.
I like the pork fritters and chicken sandwiches.
Where's the best place in Des Moines to get a burger, fries, and a chocolate shake?
There's only one place we go. BBops.
Oh, BBops, better than good.
Lola's Fine Hot Sauce, a generational family recipe using the world's hottest peppers for great flavor. They're vegan, non-GMO project verified, kosher, and all natural. Find them online at lolasfinehotsauce.com. Use promo code AskThe8Ball for 10% off your purchase.
BBops crinkle?
No, they're straight.
They're ironed.
Yeah.
Ironed out flat.
They could have switched it up for Pride Month, but they kept it straight.
Yeah, that's my thing about. But my wife and I discovered with takeout during COVID. There's so much restaurant food that doesn't survive the trip.
Yeah,
You gotta eat it at the restaurant.
100%.
Like I got fucking waterfront the other day brought home. And by the time it got to me, the croutons were all shitty, fucking soggy, and the fish wasn't right. And
Yeah,
it's like,
because
no, it doesn't
the
survive
steam in the
trip.
box just fucks with the shit, and then
It's soggy.
yeah, and then some of the packaging's just not.
Yeah, it doesn't
They get
survive.
the cheapest packaging.
Yep.
Well,
You
speaking
ready?
of cheap,
Marshall, go ahead.
Cody,
Speaking
have
of
a
cheap, yeah,
it's like
I
have a
knew you're
dollar.
coming with something.
Cody, can I get that $1 now?
All right, thanks to our
I'm gonna be Venmoing that. I'm sorry. I gotta Venmo that buck.
thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Lola's. Thanks to BBops. Thanks to Coa Cantina here on 425 East Grand. Thanks to John Bush for being on the show.
It's just so fun.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yes, I'm having a great time.
So I had a couple more questions. So I
Yes,
saw
I
you were in a
love-
movie with Keanu Reeves and Cameron Diaz.
That was Feeling Minnesota. I was an extra
Never heard
in
of
the
that
wedding
movie,
scene.
but-
No, yeah, that was Feeling Minnesota, and then I was I was an extra in a couple things in Minnesota. Like Beautiful Girls was one,
Okay.
and Beautiful Girls was fun because Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
I was just an extra in there, but Michael Rappaport was with Martha Plimpton.
Sounds
They
like
were
a porn name.
they were kind of after Rat Pack.
Okay.
They were like, or Brat Pack. I mean, they kind of were like kind of cool in the 90s,
Okay.
and they were in the middle of a scene, and I just remember this one thing where Michael Rappaport was like, "Yeah, we're going to do this scene." You know Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "We're going to do this scene. I just feel like we could do this scene really good, Martha." And it was in this restaurant, and Martha Plimpton was like doing this. She was standing up, but she was kind of going like this. And he goes, "What are you doing?" And she goes, Oh, my acting teacher told me if I just rest my butthole before a scene, it helps me perform. Yeah, just remember that. And I've got nothing else to say about that.
Did you
film.
ever get that advice from your acting coach?
No, but I've tried it a couple times.
Always rest your butthole.
Not acting, just in my house, but I've tried
During
it.
yoga? During yoga?
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of resting buttholes, let's go into the Kyle McLean Low Life Piece of Shit of the Week award.
In a world of Kyles, only one stands out. It's the Kyle McLean Low Life Piece of Shit of the Week award.
Okay.
You know about this award?
No, explain.
So Kyle McLean, he's a low life piece of shit.
He owns the bar across the street.
He's actually
Bellhop.
he's a
Kyle
good buddy.
McLean?
He's a good buddy of ours.
Oh, okay.
But everything about him makes you want to hate him because he's so handsome and
Handsome and successful.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. Kyle McLean.
beautiful hair. God, I
long
hate him.
flowing locks.
Hate him so
Although
much.
they are turning gray finally. He's like 72 and he's just getting his first gray hair.
So we named the Low Life Piece of Shit of the Week award after him.
Okay, cool.
So what we do is we nominate a couple people. If you don't have anyone, that's fine. You can just help judge who's going to be the Low Life Piece of Shit of the Week. I have 3 nominees this week.
Oh,
I only
God.
had
I'm
the
sure I
one,
have
but we
one.
already
I just
talked
can't think
about
of it
it,
right
so-
now. I'm
Okay.
always thinking about low life pieces of shit.
right?
First nominee, Ankeny man Robert Golwitzer Jr. He was arrested for making a false report of an explosive device.
Yeah, I did hear about him.
He was pissed off that McDonald's he went to forgot his dipping sauce.
I did see
So he
about
called
that.
and threatened to punch the employee and wished the building would blow up.
Yeah, and this is
This made national news.
this is what I do in Des Moines because it's such a small town. Is I instantly go, do I have any mutual friends on Facebook?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do that?
100%.
Yeah. These people, how small is your life when a dipping sauce will make you do something like that? I mean,
Yeah.
that's where we are. People calling the 911 for my order is wrong.
Yeah. Well, like, what sauce did he want? Like the sweet and sour? Did he want barbecue?
Yeah.
Honey mustard?
Did he want 2 and only get 1? Like, what was
this
the
would have
issue?
never. He could have saved himself a lot of hassle if he would just gone to BBops
Yeah, they'll give you a handful of Lolas for free.
and whatever
There it
dipping
is.
sauce you want.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's great. Yes.
Nominee number 2, Crow-Toe.
They should be the
They
consistent winner.
they lost the
Crow-Toe.
Crow-Toe. Yeah, they lost the Polk County contract this week.
Ooh,
Good.
that's good. Why did they lose that?
Too many complaints and their deal is up, but they still have the city of Des Moines, I believe. Like
Des
The
Moines?
problem is
My new
that this is the problem. I'm sorry.
No, he said Des Moines. My
So-
new
Yeah,
Lola
the
piece
city
of
of
shit
Des
is Des
Moines.
Moines.
Yeah, Des Moines.
I think he meant Des Moines, like apostrophe S, Des Moines.
Yeah, yeah.
They lost Des Moines contract. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Don't
said.
defend him.
That's what I said.
I'm the one that asked to be on the show, John. Don't defend him.
They still have that for like 2 more years, but the city's gonna review it.
Okay, so
Positive.
here's
Okay.
the thing on towing places. I just want to say, and they have become egregious.
Yeah.
But Minneapolis a long time ago dealt with this thing where they have people who get a fee for spotting. So if you park downtown illegally for a second, there's people just on cell phones that'll go, "Hey, Crow-Toe, right here." Boom, they come and they get $20. They get a cut.
like on waiting.
Snitches.
You seen waiting?
There is that goes on. Okay. The other thing is that the towing people who you go get your car from them, so not the tower, but the people you have to deal with to get that are already such angry people because they have to deal with angry people all the time. So it's a vicious cycle. I've literally gone to get my car picked up from in Minneapolis and here once from Crow-Toe, and I actually did try to be like, "Hey, so I'm here. I'm John, just to get my car," and they were like. And I got back like they acted like I was an attack dog, and I was like, I never went, "Fuck you for taking my car," but they get people who are constantly going, "Fuck you," so they just get this.
Yeah.
And what are the complaints against Crow-Toe beyond that? Like
that they're predatory, that they're towing cars that have like parking permits, but they still tow them out.
so they've been
anyways.
actually towing cars that are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been
They
like-
damage vehicles.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're beyond.
Yeah.
they're just
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
They're egregious
seen
with it.
complaints against where they've like, "Oh man, this is missing in my car. What happened to my speaker's missing, like not the car speaker." but
Oh,
like
so they've just gotten power and they've just hungry and
yeah. They'll like tow car, like if there's a bunch of cars in one spot, then they got like they're all illegally parked. What they'll do is they'll like pick it up, they'll move it, and they'll move it like 3 or 4 blocks away so people know where the car's at, so they can get them all.
Yeah, so they're and so now they lose the contract.
Yep.
That's good, right?
that is
yeah.
good. So maybe
Fuck
they'll
you,
get-
Crow-Toe.
Yeah, look,
You heard me.
No one likes to
bitch.
get their car towed, but don't be shitty about
John, they're taking your car right now. It looks like.
it. I
It
did
might
like
be.
how
It
I
might
like
be.
how Prince got up and looked at his car when we were
Yeah,
talking about
right.
Crow-Toe.
Crow-Toe.
And my last nominee, Jared Vaughn of Florida. Saw this one today. This is a very interesting story. He uploaded his DNA to an ancestry site, like 23andMe or whatever those are, and it linked him to a sexual assault case from 2007. Then he got arrested and is now being charged with a rape charge from 14 years ago.
I've got one more that I just thought of. Actually,
that is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
And I guess on those sites, you can click or unclick where you want your information to be shared with the authorities too, like police and stuff, to have your stuff on file. And he didn't.
I don't know how people. I don't know how anybody gets away with anything anymore with cell phone tracking. I work for a company that our guy, one of the guys who works for my company, also has a company, and they're doing this Guardian thing that they're selling to police stations, where they can put a figurative dome, over a certain radius and get all cell information to be like helping to find missing children and all this stuff. The technology is insane. They're starting to be able to film a crowd of people and actually do fingerprint walking, meaning everybody has a different gait, so they can actually identify the way people walk now.
Interesting.
Like, so it's crazy. Like, how does anybody get away with anything? You know?
There was you ever watched the new Macgyver? Like they had the old Macgyver, but they have the new one. That just ended.
Macgyver.
So there's a episode about that. They're in, I don't know, some other country, and they basically track you based off of how you walk, how you look, and then they throw out micro little like robots that you breathe in. They basically affect how you breathe, how you act, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it is crazy right now what's going on with the technology that, like, some guy said, it's probably not alien life. Somebody on this earth does have the technology. You know, the sightings that the Air Force are noticing, where these things can do all this and then go underwater. And there's like, they're no longer saying these are fake videos. They're going, no, this is real.
Yeah.
And we don't know what it is. And that could be a cover story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My low-life piece of shit is, they won't name the bank, but there's a bank in Louisiana that accidentally deposited $50 billion into this family's bank account and then took it back and didn't give them anything. The family called the bank, admitted there was a mistake, didn't spend any of it. The bank threatened to charge them if they did spend any of it, and then took every penny back and didn't give them an award or a reward or anything.
I mean, that's crazy, because would they have ever...
If you
they'd have
accidentally...
noticed at some point,
if
right?
if you accidentally deposit $50 billion in my account, you're not getting it all back, I promise you.
I know.
I'll be long gone before you find out.
And why didn't those people go, excuse me, but you accidentally put $4 billion or million? Like, what was it, 5?
It was $50 billion.
Oh, so oh my gosh, you accidentally put $49 million in our account.
Yeah.
I thought you said billion.
It is billion.
I have a
preemptive.
I have a preemptive piece of shit. Is it called piece of shit of the week?
Yeah, low life.
Low life piece of shit of.
Because it's going to happen.
We can just call it a Kyle.
Because what makes me fucking angry is when there's an airline disaster and somebody goes, oh my God, it's amazing. I was about to get on that flight, but then my sister called me and everything, and I didn't take that flight. And meanwhile, there's a bunch of people who lost loved ones. They're like, fuck you.
Mark Wahlberg.
Like, right.
He was supposed to be on 9/11.
Okay.
And he missed it due to his alarm woke him up late, and he's on his way to the airport, and security wouldn't let him through because he's too late.
Okay, so he didn't make a big thing out of it, did he?
No, but he talks about
the first people that say, I was about to go home to the Florida Miami Surfside mansion, condo.
The condos that fell.
Yeah, but I decided not to because I stayed at my buddy's place because it was smashed and makes a thing out of it. I'm saying that person's a piece of shit.
There was a picture for University of UConn I saw that they were on like the 11th or 12th floor, and him and his sister got out and they saved another lady, and
so that thing was making noises. They say there was 3 booms before that.
Yeah, they woke up and they're like, "What's going on?" I said he's like 15 feet from, and the building had collapsed. Crazy.
And if you live in any one of those other buildings and you're renting, you're just like, okay, we're leaving.
Yep, I'm out.
Bye. Hope I have renter's insurance at this point.
So someone's getting paid.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
what do we think? Who do you think the winner should be?
Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Oh no. I think the guy who, anytime it's bomb threats, from sauce to bomb threat, to me that's the piece of shit of the week.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give it to him also because he got McDonald's instead of BBops.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he tied the sponsoring. Boom.
Nice.
So hold on, let me find his name again here.
Gerlowitsky.
Yeah, Robert Golwitzer Jr. of Ankeny.
He pronounced it better.
And also from being in Ankeny.
Yeah, fuck Ankeny.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's the Nebraska.
Well, you don't
I know. I attempted to Uber drive for a minute, and I used to get caught in the Ankeny loop, which is you drive somebody to Ankeny, and then it's all like Ankeny, and it's all like $2 drive, $2 drive. You just get stuck there.
Yeah, Ankeny's awful.
I did see one thing. You were on, was it Hello Iowa or one of the shows, one of the mid-afternoon shows, talk shows?
Regis and Kelly.
No, I've done those shows a lot.
You're on the show with the guy that has the Laugh Factory, I think it's called, in Newton.
Laugh? Oh, I did. Yeah,
is it Laugh Factory, or is it?
Oh, you mean the there's a out not is it not Newton?
Norwalk?
But no. That's I forget the name of it. He has a
naming
theater
cities,
that he puts shows on there. I've done a couple shows there.
He has 50s and really old cartoons.
Yeah, he does. It's kind of a cool place. I don't know if he owns it anymore. I don't know how they did during the pandemic, but I used to do shows there.
You said Bill Blank's the negative one. I'm the positive one. It's always happy. Is that true?
What? So about Bill Blank?
Yeah.
Bill Blank is Bill Blank. I mean, what a legend! Like Bill is.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah, Bill is kind of the realist, and I'm kind of positive, and he'll be like, this person's a fucking douchebag. I'm like, well, let's be more nuanced, and he's like, fuck that, yeah. So
okay.
I just had one more question.
Yeah, keep going.
I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
I like to ask all the comedians that come on this just to see their opinions.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite? This is a 2-part question. Your favorite comedian that everyone knows, and your favorite comedian that everyone should know.
Well, I mean, I'm lately Chappelle once again is blowing my mind all the time. Yeah. And as I said, I was in the New York comedy scene a long time, and I got to see the ones who succeeded and did really well were always coming in writing, and always with their notebooks and whatever. So I got to see, whatever recent history. Louis C.K. was amazing that way, and all those people. Jim Gaffigan especially, hard worker.
Pocket.
Yeah. And anyway, that. So what was the other thing you said? And the ones
your favorite comedian that not a lot of people know of but should.
Well, I mean, okay, so I have weird categories that way, but I mean, Dana Gould. Are you familiar with Dana Gould, the great Dana Gould?
I'm not.
Dana Gould is an unbelievable comedian. He was a writer for The Simpsons. He's been on everything.
Maybe
He's brilliant, and he is the greatest comic I've ever seen on stage. As far as like, you watch him and you go, how it's like I can't laugh at him when I'm watching him because I'm more like, how the fuck is he doing this? He's so theatrical. He's so brilliant. His name is Dana Gould, Gould, and he's just a master. And, and I think when I have to say that when I sit in the small club watching him do what he did, just phenomenal.
Okay.
He's the guy, and I encourage anybody out there to watch as much Dana Gould as possible. And watch the fucking.
I watch a lot of The Simpsons, so I was seeing the name on the screen.
I'll put
brilliant.
I put that on my list. My last question is for you. Can you tell me a little bit about Craig's News Live?
Craig's News Live. So my friend Kyle Dunnigan and I have been collaborating since the '90s, and he was Craig on Reno 911.
Okay.
He's done a lot of stuff, and he's got a strong following on Instagram. He's always on Joe Rogan's show. He's always on Adam Carolla doing impressions. He does. Check out, you guys, Kyle Dunnigan's Instagrams. He does deep fakes that are fucking hilarious.
And he dated Amy Schumer.
Yeah, he dated Amy Schumer and Sarah Silverman.
I just saw that on the thing.
And he's had. He's just immensely talented. Well, we've collaborated since I moved to Iowa. We still have always written together, and I've helped him on stuff, and we work on stuff. So I contribute to his Instagram page, and we do a show called Craig's News Live, a character he does named Craig, and Craig is an adult special guy, kind of like Pee Wee Herman in a way, but it's his own guy, and his mom has hired her personal assistant Jessica, and she said, "Don't do anything for me. Keep tabs on Craig," and Craig wants to do a news show from his room. So Jessica has, and I'm Mr. Nichols. I'm the neighbor that sees that Craig's doing something good, and at least he's not destroying the neighborhood. He just destroys my house. Craig is a monster, and he's crazy, and it's really funny. It's called Craig's News Live.
Yep.
It's on YouTube, and people should check it out.
Okay.
I would encourage people to watch 53, 54, 55, the last episodes, and then go back if they want. But those 3 episodes are great. And I just play the nice neighbor who puts up with Craig ripping on me 24/7.
Are you in every episode then?
Every episode,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Craig's News Live. Check it out. You will laugh your ass off, man.
Craig's News
You don't
Live.
even have to be high, and you feel like you're high watching it because it's like, what the
Perfect.
fuck am I watching?
It's cheaper that way.
Yeah. I mean, be high when you watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have all kinds. It's crazy. I mean, I
So is he local here then?
no, he's in L.A.
Okay.
And I'm trying to encourage him to move here because LA's so insanely expensive. Everybody's leaving LA now.
Yeah.
They're all going to Nashville or Austin, I feel like.
Well, they are, and
Arizona,
yep,
right?
and or Georgia, and those people are like, I'm like, Kyle, you could, because he needs help. Like he needs people to do editing. He does everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, move to Des Moines and buy a mansion for what you're paying for your place, and another mansion that could be your studio, and you'll still have money to pay people to help you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of really talented people in Des Moines that can do a lot of that stuff.
Oh
too.
yes. And so, but yeah,
Nice.
do check out Craig's News Live.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Craig's News Live on YouTube. Is it on?
It's on YouTube, and then I think, and then just check him out on Instagram too,
Okay.
Kyle Dunnigan. So if you see me tagged in there, I helped write it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Awesome.
You want to ask the 8-Ball?
Oh yeah. You got a question for us, John?
You know, we want Craig's News Live to get bought by because it's actually a clean show. It's got a
Okay.
lot of innuendo in it. It's
I
kind of
like
like adults and adults.
innuendo.
It's like adults and kids can laugh at the same time for different reasons. We have a lot of kids who are fans.
So it's like Conan O'Brien.
Will we get picked up by some network someday?
Okay.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read.
Reply hazy. Try again.
Okay.
Will we get picked? This is so fun. Will we get picked up one day? It is decidedly so. So
Nice.
That's good news. That's
Perfect.
Congratulations ahead of
that it?
time.
And if you
So,
guys
yeah.
want us to be your Carson Daly, where we follow you on the Late Late Show, you just let us know.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
here
cool.
for it.
Yeah. I'd be into it.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you coming on, man.
This was so fun.
Great
Yeah,
time.
appreciate
You guys
it.
are
It's
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also,
Thank
big
you.
thanks to Lola's, BBops, Coa Cantina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
Check
to
us out on YouTube, Ask the 8-Ball Podcast, on Instagram, Ask the 8-Ball Podcast, Twitter, Ask the 8-Ball Pod,
Yeah.
AskThe8BallPodcast.com. I haven't done much of the website in a while, but we
Facebook,
probably
too.
should.
Yeah.
Oh, and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
That's for you older people.
Or OnlyFans / Cody King Ask the 8-Ball. He does
Yeah.
feet and sits down on his butthole a lot. So he's good.
It's mostly
Rest the butthole.
yeah,
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
the butthole.
Relax
Rest
the butthole.
Relax the butthole.
I'm doing yoga and trying not to fart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, did you see that bit? Is
I
that what
did,
happened?
I did.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, I got to tell one more story. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
This is why you never write fart jokes.
Fart jokes? Okay.
I mean, I'm not ripping on fart jokes. That's funny I said that, but I'm not. I just want to
No
say
pun
that you
intended.
don't, because you get in situations where you have to do something that you don't want to do. So I did Gotham Comedy Live in 2015.
Yeah, that was a big deal, wasn't it?
It was
Access TV.
AXS TV, Access, yes, right. And so I wasn't planning on doing. I didn't want to go back to New York and do at the comedy club that I was into in New York and do a fart bit about yoga. I mean, I like the bit. It's good. It's a good bit, but I don't want to say hack, but farting in yoga class is not new ground.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not cool.
Okay.
And so right before the show, the Chris Mazzilli, who owns Gotham Comedy Club, said, "Hey guys, if somebody before you does a bit that's close to yours, don't do it." And they had me go last.
Okay.
And
Shit.
right before, and I have a bit that I do where I'll just tell you that my wife and I were in Minnesota. Minnesota had a smoking ban, and you guys have heard this bit probably if you came to the club.
Yeah,
Minnesota had a smoking ban. Iowa didn't. We didn't know about it. We were both up in Minnesota bowling,
Yep.
and these people
100%.
left, and we ate the food off their plate. But they were just
I
on
do
a break.
remember this.
Yeah, just
I
on a
do
break.
remember this.
So before, and this is like a 3 minute or probably 2 minutes and 15 seconds out of my set, and somebody before me talked about being so poor and broke when they were in New York waitering, and they ate off somebody's plate. It was just, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, the only bit that I had that was like 2 minutes and 14 seconds I could make it was the fart bit. And I didn't have time to debate in my head what anything else.
Yeah.
And so it was like, and I you know, it went well, but it wasn't cool. But you know, I didn't want to go up to Chris Mazzilli after and go, "Hey man, he did the bit about," I didn't want to explain.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody cared. It got laughs. It worked. But I knew why I left it out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
And now I had to include it.
It wasn't your strongest bit.
Yeah, so if you don't want to be in my situation, don't write those bits at all in the first place. Because that's many times in comedy, you get in a situation where you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's good advice since
I don't know.
Been trying to do more stand-up, so.
That's why when I go to the open mics and I'll come up to a comic and I'll go, oh, here's a clean version of that. And they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, you don't want to say no to gigs because you don't have clean versions of stuff.
That's one thing that I've heard from a lot of different comedians. Matthew Jacobson, Dustin Spade, Willie Farrell even said, you got to have, Willie said I can do all of my jokes. I can throw the fuck in there anywhere I want.
Yep.
Every one of my jokes is clean for corporate events, for, whatever.
I mean, if there's no way of cleaning up certain bits, fine.
Yeah.
But if there is, find a way. Because if somebody comes to you and goes, hey, do you want to do a show at a church? No. Well, it's $1,500.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me put somebody else on the phone. That's an old Woody Allen joke. Woody Allen said, this vodka company called him and said, hey, we want you to be next year's vodka man spokesperson. He goes, I don't pander. I'm an artist. Fuck you. They go, well, it's $200,000. He goes, let me put Mr. Allen on the phone. Like
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's a good story.
John, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for all you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.